What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay Renee. I appreciate y'all for making your way back. If you have heard the sound of my voice, you know that this is me, Big J Renee, with Hip Hop Humanism Radio, brought to you by WMSK Online Radio. If this is your first time, welcome. Thank you for coming here. We are here every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 11 out of Baltimore, but reaching across the United States and 120 countries. We thank you for tuning in to us. We are in the hood. That's what we do here. Of course, if you've been here before, you know that I got my millennial in the building. All right, but we are not alone tonight. We have a very special guest. Can't wait to introduce him. But let me let my millennial holler at y'all right quick. What's up, millennial?
What's up? What's up? You already know who it is. It's Poetry Baby. That's Baybe.
All right, so y'all can definitely reach out to her on Instagram. Now, my special guest in the building, I know y'all about tired of hearing me talk about him, but he is finally here, so he can talk about himself, and I talk about him while he's here. Shout out to the one and the only Kate Walker. What's up, Kate Walker? Yep, he in the building. He chilling. You know, he made it out. It's been a long day. It might be a half a long night, but we're glad that he's here. So if you were here last week, remember that we were talking about Black love. That is something that we can talk about forever. So this evening we are doing part two. Last week, the big thing that we talked about was, can the Black man be loved without having any money? The reason why I led with that is because that was a meme that I've been seeing on Facebook quite frequently. And most of the Black males in the community think that they can't be loved. Okay, so how I came with that is there's definitely love for those that don't have a lot of money. It's just unfortunate by the time that these gentlemen that are coming up trying to do something with themselves, they need a female that, you know, she's tired. You know, she's had two guys before you that wasn't hitting on much. She had the guy before that that wasn't really doing nothing but stress her out. So here you come. And all she sees is all the problems of her past. So, you know, we don't want y'all to get discouraged. Definitely not. A Black man definitely can get some love without having any money. So, my millennial, what do you think about that? Just to recap on what we were talking about last week.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I actually seen that post again today, and a lot of the comments were saying a Black man can be loved, but now it's a matter of respect.
Right.
That's the thing that they said. He can be loved, but will he be respected? That's a major thing that takes away from like guys, a lot of guys, women lose respect for them based off their social standards, like how much they make, where they work at,
Right.
All that plays a factor in the amount of respect. So it's not really a love factor, it's more respect.
That's something that I can definitely understand. Growing up with my family, being employed was a very big thing. To the point that even if you were a grown man or a grown woman, if you didn't have a job and you tried to enter adult conversation, even if you were making sense, the fact that you had no employment, everybody would stop and look at you and be like, "Why are you talking? You don't even have a job." So, you know, in the Black community, I think in any community, being employed and self-sufficient is definitely important. But I think in the Black community, it is a lack of respect that comes along with a male that isn't necessarily taking care of himself, or he might need some help. So I think that's something that we definitely need to work on. Just because, you know, someone might not have all the ducks in a row doesn't mean that they deserve disrespect, you know. But that's just something that we need to reteach in the Black community, and that's something that comes from back in the day. Just like back in the day, back when Willie Lynch was out there, you know, a Black man, you know, he was the strong, he was the one that was moving and doing things and stuff like that. So him not being active was always seen as something was wrong with him, or he was against, you know, the grain and stuff like that. So that was something that was, you know, definitely taught to us, and something that we can fight against just by, you know, we learning how to love each other and things like that. So I'm glad that we have Kate Walker here tonight. Last week when we talked about this thing, we didn't have a male perspective, so I'm glad that we have one, because even though we might be able to relate to the Black man, we've never been Black men. So we really can't say where they stand or how they feel about certain subjects. So we're definitely going to dive into that. If you want to become part of this conversation, we definitely invite you. You can call us up this evening at 570-763-WMSK. That's 570-763-9675. So this next track that I'm about to play, I know that you've heard it a few times, but it's extra special tonight because we have the creator of that track here in the building, Kay Walker. Y'all can reach out to him on Instagram underscore K.Walker. Now, if you were following his other page, that's all right. We need you to follow this page. You know, things happen, haters out there. They always active. So this is the official new page if you want to link with him. So he's in the building. We're gonna play this track. I was lucky enough to be at the place when he made it. So it was a really fun track. I think y'all gonna like this song. Play it for you next. Please stay tuned for some more stuff from hip hop.
45, 7 in the destiny. Niggas getting shot, you better step up on your feet. I know they hear about us, they don't care about us. People going ride for me and from the streets. Up on the streets, can't you see them from the streets? Up on the streets, can't you see them? Keep it real with yourself, ain't no sense in trying to fake it. You must have a promise, now you can break it. You play, sometimes you gotta take it.
Any man without a job don't have the right to lay his seat back in any car. Yo, you know what's crazy though? The crazy part about that is I feel that way. That's something that was taught to me. Like, yeah, I'm like straight, don't yell out, mama, don't even move. But that's the truth, man. That's like bred to us. Like that's bred to us.
Person asks mom if you got a job. That's the first.
Mom asked me that. I'm like, man, you got a job. Shut down. Is it so weird to hear yourself?
They don't care about us. I know people going right from me from the streets. Up on the streets, can't you see? I'm from the streets. Up on the streets, can't you see?
What's up, y'all? This is Jerry Renee back at y'all with Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio. If you want to reach out to me and connect with me, you definitely can do that via Instagram and Twitter under the J Renee. That's TheJayrene. You can definitely check me out. If you have any music that you want me to hear, you got a business, you're an entrepreneur, somebody that needs to be put on, I'm definitely looking for that too. So please send me emails to hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. That's hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. So back to our subject, Black love. Now, Black love covers a lot of echelons, okay? Last week, we concentrated more on the romantic relationship, and we started to dive a little into how our children are actually involved in that and how one day that is going to be their life. So I want to share with y'all something that I experienced and seen about 5 days ago. So I was over to Andre's way, waiting on him to come outside. And it was this woman that came out. She has kids, young mother. And her son was across the street with, I guess, their family animal. So she yells out to her son. She was like, bring my motherfucking dog back over here. So now we all, cuss words are part of life. We've all been cussed out. The part that made me notice is she ended that with, bring my motherfucking dog back over here, bitch. Talking to her son. Okay. Now, first of all, when she said the word bitch, she said it so hard as if this was somebody that she disliked. Okay. And it was crazy. Like, I've never personally heard anybody talk to their child that way. So it definitely threw me off. But I could tell from his reaction is it's something that he deals with on a constant basis. He didn't even blink twice. He brought the dog back across the street to his mom and was talking to her, and she just steady cussing her out. And I'm just like, damn, she doesn't even realize that the way that she speaks to her son, like I can imagine how she speaks to him behind closed doors if she felt that comfortable to scream it out into the life, into the world, you know what I mean? So it's like she doesn't even realize that she's setting her son up for failure because one, he's going to expect the woman that he loves, that he fall in love with, to speak to him this way, and it's going to be okay because his mama did it. So he's going to identify that type of speech and that type of behavior with love. Okay, so no telling how he's going to react to it. He might cuss her back out. Who knows? I don't know. At this time, he didn't show a reaction. So So say, okay, so you got this young man that's growing up thinking it's okay to be disrespected and talked to any type of way. And he reacts to that any way that he decides goes with that. So then they have children. So now you got this young child watching his mother belittle his father and watching the father however he decides to react to that. So it's like a cycle of abuse that black people often get caught in. You know what I mean? So when she did this, like even though he's a little boy, he was maybe about 8. I've seen his kids and his grandkids all in that moment of just the cycle of abuse that continues. That's why I always say it's very important to pay attention to what we say around our children, how we interact with each other, how we treat each other, because this is how they learn. Everything, when we come into the world, we don't have nothing. We don't know nothing. All we know is here we are, and I'm hungry. I feel something in my stomach. I want to cry. That's all we know. So everything that we learn from the people around us. So we have to be very, very mindful of the things that we say, how we interact with each other, how we deal with problems, and even how we deal with our children. So I want to ask the both of you. I want to ask you first, Kay Walker, as a male, how does it make you feel that this mother was speaking to her son this way? Like seriously, like how does that make you feel to know that she can just speak to her son in such a way and call him a name that it just slipped off her tongue like it was normal? Like as a black man, what is your take on that?
Well, I don't think it's black or white. It's something. Just because somebody has kids, that don't mean they automatically raise that reason. That's how she could have been brought up.
Right, right. That cycle of abuse kind of thing.
I mean, but once you get at a certain age, you gotta make a decision that that's what you want to talk to your kids or if you want to be different.
So let me ask you this question. If one of the mother of your children, if you heard her speak to your son in this way, how would you combat that with dealing with your son? Like how would you try to counteract that?
Well, I would have a conversation with him. He's screaming with nothing to do with him.
Right,
Because some people want to communicate the way they know how to communicate.
right,
I mean, that's like somebody that gossip about you. They some people will try to come off angry,
right.
and when you talk to them calm back, they don't know how to respond. So they just ready to argue. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of those people where I'm so laid back where somebody I swear they about to get into an argument with me, and the way I talk and just throw them off like argument over. But if I give them what they want, now we just talking about an hour for nothing. You know, now it goes from what we was arguing about to all this other stuff being brought up, and then it just goes off track. So it's up to you to decide like how to. You gotta steer your narrative. So if somebody's doing something wrong, it's like the enemy. Like how can you beat your enemy if you don't want to stand them? So man, you can't. I understand they say fight fire with fire, but sometimes like not in every situation.
That's true. That's definitely something that the black community needs to retrain, because usually if somebody come bothering us, we ready to bother them back. We don't often stop and think logically, and that right, exactly. So I want to ask you, Lanaya, as a young woman, how does it make you feel that this mother actually approached her son in that way and spoke to him that way? Like, how does that make you feel as a young person?
I mean, it would kind of bother me, but at the same time, I don't have kids, so I don't know the stresses or the type of challenge that comes with raising a child.
Right.
But still, I wouldn't speak to my child in that manner because, like you said, that becomes what they used to. Right. And it becomes something that they pass on, and not necessarily. It's honestly like he said, people they're changing your narrative and how you think. Was for some people, that's all they know. They can't break out of that. They all they know is to be defensive. All they know is to like fight fire with fire, like he said.
Right. Yeah. So fighting fire with fire is something that we have definitely taught early, but sometimes you got to throw water on it, and when it makes sense, throw flour. You know what I mean? So
like I used to have an anger problem growing up in the street, but as I got older, I realized some of my homies were sitting in jail doing 25 to life or something that when they call home, they'd be like, man, I should have just walked away.
right, like it
At
wasn't.
that point, it's just like it's too late now. So just watch. So everybody can't think for themselves. So think long term, like some people can only think in the heat of the moment, they wind up dead or in jail. But I get into something, I'm able to be like, in 5 years, where is this person going to be in my life?
Right.
Work arguing with this person because they're going to be in jail, then where they going to be at?
Bopping around.
I know how to think long. I know how to think long term. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know how to think for yourself and not for the movie.
Right. That's definitely something that we have to instill in our youth. Not everybody has the tools. Like I always say, just because somebody is an adult doesn't mean they get it right. So there are a lot of adults out here that are in charge of children that aren't teaching them right. Maybe because they don't want to, maybe because they don't know how. That's where the rest of us in the community come along. It takes a village. That is an old proverb that is still true. You always have to take the opportunity to drop the gems that they might not be getting at home. Take a pause. Slow down, young blood. You ain't always gotta, act gangster. Gangster sometimes is walking away. Gangster sometimes is letting a situation, walking away from the situation, and 2 years later you gangster because you still alive and you chilling and you're doing your thing, while the person that you was beefing with isn't. You know what I mean? Gangster isn't always acting out in violence or taking yourself down. Like gangster is a lot of things. It ain't necessarily violence. So that's something we definitely have to make sure that we let our children know. Like one thing that I always make sure of, like with my little sister, like I feel partly responsible for you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you was in our mama's belly, I was like, she's my responsibility. So when you came out and anytime you came to me asking me a question, I always told you the right way to do it. Like this is the legal way. This is how you should do it. And I will tell you a way that maybe people might be doing it out in the street, so you will know that there is another way. Then I'll tell you what I would do. But I will always respect, what you decided. I think that sometimes adults don't stop and take the time to realize that they're teaching their children or a youth in the wrong way. They don't put that, that positive information or that positive reinforcement out there, Now, if y'all can hear the sound of my voice, or if you can see my face, I do have some people on my Facebook Live. We would love for you to become a part of the conversation. You can give us a call at 570-763-WMSK. That's 570-763-9675. We are talking about Black love tonight. Not just relationships and romantic, but we're going to talk about everything, the family dynamic, how we deal with our children, because it's all love. I got lots of other stories of love and not love. I hope that you can stay with us tonight. So what we're going to do next, and I'll play a couple songs for y'all for some independent artists. We have Be More by Descendant MC. You can connect with him on Instagram and Twitter under Descendant MC. And I'm going to play a song for you by Hayes Paladin in general, okay? Someone out of Delaware. I know y'all are pretty interested in him. Y'all always let me know that. I'm going to play him next. You can link up with him on Instagram and YouTube under Hayes Paladin in general. So I'll play them tracks for you next. And then I'm going to pay some bills, okay? I got to pay some bills. So y'all stay tuned. We'll definitely talk more about Black love, and I hope to hear from y'all soon. Let's play Be More. Yeah, man, that lady, man, that shit bothers me so bad.
The little boy.
Yeah. She said bitch so hard. I'm like, you cannot really be this mad at this little boy to call him bitch like that. Like, so who's you mad at his daddy? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's always something. I've called a lot of things, but none of the wrong in my life called me bitch. Okay?
I'm the pain of childhood. What's so good? Hard times grew up in the hood. Parents did the best they could. Raising so unique, great. With every move we make, thankful every break we take. Working on my big break. You know I was up, but let me in.
So the next instrumental that we have, okay, I want you to talk about your mixtape and stuff.
No time. Our souls were never on clearance. We descendants from Africa. Talk about stereotypes and rumors. Learning history. Don't know what you done. Yeah, but I'm loving the outcome.
One watcher and never says
So I
anything.
asked, where you from? I'm living your ways. Do you have more? eyes go warm. Everything's rotated. What is your heart? I don't know what you see in me, but I wonder. Could it be more you than me? Could it be more you than me? You and me, could it be more?
I got this clip on type it up.
I don't know what you see in me, but I wonder.
Funny how much get out.
Damn girl, you fine. Always running through my mind. I think about you all the time. Nah, something you could have found.
That ass one more time. You ain't get no candy tonight?
You down, but you
Yeah, I think you're candy. It's about the top. I know you're an alien. Huh? I know you're an alien. I'll get it. So embarrassing.
Looking like a damn fool. Oh no, not me being a man that you want me to be. It was always you and me discussing my insecurities. Who knew it would be you to pick me out of the blue? Love the words that I expressed to you, but it was about making moves. Wasn't a fan of rap, but thought my music was cool. I showed you my vision that would never be removed. You give your all, and that's not easy to do. Cause once you start to open up, that's when you get screwed. Oh, I love your ass. Do you have more? What a beautiful mind. Eyes go warm. Everything's rotated. Is your heart pure? I don't know what you see in me, but I wonder. Could it be more you and me? Could it be more you and me? You and me? Could it be more? I don't know what you see in me, but I wonder. I kept running, trying to figure it out. In the studio all night, trying to put an album out. I go overtime. It seems like you were flying. I want you both to be mine, but at least give me more shine. You wanted me to be home, starting to feel all alone. All the in the zone, didn't understand the vision I was on. Cause the point was decreasing. This is better time that we like this. It's gonna change. Oh, not that creeping. Forget me without paying attention. Never mind, so much built up attention and then what had to make us sit. We entering danger, confused and full of anger. Yo, it was my fault, because my decision made strangers. Look your ways. Cash, love you, my nigga. Rest in peace. Trouble times, destroy my smile. No change of heart, no change of mind. You can take what's yours, but you gon' leave what's mine. I'd rather die than go home. I'd rather die. See you on the other side, my nigga. Cash, how tight is my name? I can see the like the back of my hand. Implants of Chicago, all the break dance, follow brothers in the heart of the city. And I was definitely a fan. It was 83, 84, Penny King, Corner Store, Ultraman, No change of mind, you can take or shows, but you gon' leave what's mine. I'd rather die than go home. I'd rather die than go home. Not illegal when I'm a party. Raised by the culture, raised by the heat, raised by the culture. 20 sides of one coin, hazy and clash. Stages and fame, shit is over. No rainbow, no Buicks, trucks, and coupes. Thinking back to how I found you. Ever since I was a youth, hip hop was embedded in you, and I regretted never seeing you. Because I followed.
Yeah. I'm at the radio station. I'm on playing music. That's why I was able to answer.
It hurt worse than when we lost coaches. Or Rainbow died on round number 3. I raised hell quietly. I took a look inside me and realized that you was there and was finally free.
I'm crazy when I leave here.
Remember the train that hip hop don't stop me. I did a mural with my pain in the box, feeling the pain like gas from my ox. Only one could keep me sane on the block. Like it's me, though I own it a lot. Cash is there, crank the sound on the box. Push the EQ, connect from the dots. Know I did this all for you and my kids in the spot. And your daughter that they named after you. And hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Troubled child, troubled times, destroyed my smile. No change of heart, no change of mind. You can take or shows, but you gon' leave what's mine. I'd rather die than go home.
Yeah.
I'd rather die
Yeah.
than go home. Not illegal when I'm a 40 acres.
Yep.
I got 35 when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. My ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me.
Yep.
I felt hopeless. He called Elite Rehab Placement because I couldn't make the call. I was ashamed. I was given skills to manage my sadness and my anger, and more importantly, I'm 3.5 years sober. I'm so grateful for all the help. And all it took was making one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. That's 800-918-1376.
I might just call me and let me get the whole thing out. Okay. I'll take it. Is the toilet okay. What? Is there toilet paper?
Yeah, I was asking you about
Make sure you visit us on our website at stateBSUS.com.
Yeah, one more commercial.
BSUS and on Facebook at stateBSUS Magazine. We are
Do
the
you have
voice
any
of
possible
the
like
voice.
magazines?
no in particular.
Damn, my bad, Kate.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. That's 800-631-1754.
What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay Jane. Thank you for sticking with us. If you got to hear those music from an unsigned artist, the first artist, B More, that is Descendant MC. You can connect with him on Instagram and Twitter under Descendant MC. And the second song, JEFF, Jeff, okay, that is by Hayes Paladin in general. You can connect with him on YouTube and Instagram under Hayes Paladin in general. So, our special guest, even though we're talking about Black love is this also, talking about each other and uplifting us and spreading the word of what we got going on. So we got Kay Walker in the building. He's a little sleepy, but that's all right. Hey, Kay Walker, what's up? So, you're not sleepy? All right, that's good. I'm kind of extra crunk. I'll be crunk on Thursdays, that's just my thing. But, so, let the people know what you got going on. And then you got a mixtape out and stuff. So, let everybody know what's going on with that. What's the name of it? And then there was Kay Walker. Okay, y'all definitely want to check out that mixtape. It is fire. I was there for some of the tracks. They all hot. I'm gonna say that's one of the ones that you can push play and let it go. So let the people know how they can reach out to you on social media.
You get on Instagram, type in Kay Walker. I got two pages. And my Facebook is K. Walker, K.Walker, Space Season.
K.Walker, Space Season. So y'all definitely make sure that y'all connect with him. So tonight we're talking about Black love, okay? There's a lot of different echelons of Black love. I think that when it comes to Black love, one thing that I noticed is, it's different from, region to region. Down south, Black people are pretty good about speaking to each other. You pull up to the stoplight, whoever's sitting on their porch, throw their hand up and speak, and you speak back, honk the horn and stuff like that. But here on the East Coast, it's a little different. Black people don't really speak to each other. I notice it in myself. When I'm walking down the street, I don't really speak to anybody. And when I notice it, it's usually when I'm walking past somebody older and I don't say anything. It kind of feel a little weird on the inside because I wasn't really raised that way. I was raised to, acknowledge my elders and stuff like that. But I think that's something that we definitely have gotten away from. People don't speak anymore. Sometimes just saying hello, hey, how you doing? Throw your hand up, or something, can go a long way. So now let me ask you, as someone in your age range, do you notice that Black people just don't talk to each other anymore? What's going on out there?
Yeah, that's something I definitely noticed. I mean, there still are a few people that speak, like you said, older people will still speak. But a lot of times, I'm not one of those people that will speak first, because I'm not the type of person to break my neck to say hi, and then you don't speak, because now I'm calling you a bitch and everything else.
See, why you gotta go right there?
I gotta spoke. People speak to you, I done threw my hand up, and you just ignore me, because now I feel embarrassed. So I'm like, did you spoke? Hey.
Oh, man. See?
And the Black people response is, well, fuck you too then. That's the first thing.
That isn't necessarily the good response, though. Okay, but I get it. Oftentimes I spoke to people and they didn't speak. And I'll admit that, I might be like, well, but I still spoke though. So, Black people need to get back into speaking to each other, saying hello. That's how, other people make connections. You can be walking down the street, You don't walk past 3 people that could help you reach your dreams, but you just not speaking and you looking up in the air and they looking at the shoes or whatever. You know, other people, other races, they talk to each other, they communicate. That's how they build bonds and stuff like that. So that's something that, you know, I encourage us to do, to definitely, you know, get to know each other, say hi. You know, you never know who's walking past you sometimes until you say hello. I found out today someone that I've been associating with has been a DJ for 30 years. Like, I didn't even know that because we don't really talk. You know what I mean? We talk on one thing. Then I thought, hey, did you know? I'm like, what? Did you know I have, you know, and a connection was built, you know, just from that conversation of diving a little deeper and seeing what's up with each other. That's something that the Black community, we have lost, man. And I don't know what that's about. But that's something.
I'll be like the poppies. They see each other. They don't even know each other.
Yeah, Hispanic people, I'm gonna tell
talking
you, when it comes to Hispanic people, like when I was in the military, I had soldiers that were Hispanic. And when they seen each other, it was just like, hey, they was just automatically family. What do you need? Do you need to go anywhere? Are you hungry? Like they took care of each other. And that's something that, you know, the Black community has to get back into. It seems like now everybody is all for self. You know what I mean? And, you know, sometimes you got to be for self. But it's also like that's how we grow as a community and come together and build something bigger than ourselves is by reaching out and helping each other. You know, sometimes people just need a helping hand. Sometimes people just need a good morning. You know, you'd be surprised how far a good morning go or how far somebody just saying, hey, I'm just checking on you can go. You know what I mean? So we got to get more into our people and more into each other. You know, you go to work and you do that song and dance and smile in front of your boss and do a twirl and all of that, but you can't speak to your brother that live right next door. Make sense to me. We gotta do better on that. So we're gonna give y'all some history right now. Staying on a little positive note, we got some history that you might not know about us people. Because, you know, slavery is not where we started. I hope y'all don't know that. If you hear the sound of my voice, please let you know slavery is not the beginning of our legacy. We were definitely kings and queens and have build most of everything that you can reach out and touch. So don't believe that slavery is where we started. But my millennial is going to drop some knowledge on you, some Black history facts that, you know, most of us don't know. So lay them on.
All right, so I'm going to do the 3 facts. So I have W.E. Du Bois was the first African American to receive a PhD from Harvard University. I have one for Halle Berry was the first African American to win the Academy Award for the Best Actress role in Monster Ball.
I remember that.
I haven't even seen that movie. I need to.
No comment. I remember that though.
Okay.
No comment on the movie. I'm gonna leave that alone. But I do remember that she was the first Black woman. I was alive for that.
And then I had one about, of course, Madam C.J. Walker was the first self-made female millionaire.
Yes, she was. Madam C.J. Walker. She was the first.
What was Oprah? Really?
Oprah was Oprah's the first Black woman billionaire.
Oh, okay.
Madam C.J. Walker, she was definitely ahead of her time. She was an entrepreneur. She was, you know, she definitely shaped Black culture as far as women is concerned. She took a lot of techniques that were learned over in France, and she shared them with the American woman. So a lot of the hairstyles and different things that you see, you know, she definitely helped us out. She helped us. You know, she is the mother of the Black crown, if you know, for lack of a better term. So those are some things that you didn't know. Do you have some Black history facts you want us to know? We're waiting for you to call. Why don't nobody call me no more? The first 2 shows, everybody was calling. Now nobody can call. Nobody will not let you.
On the Ruckus, you die.
Yo, we had a caller, man. Yeah, he was tripping. But you can definitely call us. We would love to hear from you. Somebody's calling me on my phone. I don't know who that is. Somebody in the studio answer that. But if you want to talk to me, you can reach out to me at 570-763 WMSK. That's 570-763-9675. Tonight is Black Women Line. That's what we're talking about. Your mic is hype mic. If you hear you, sweetie. So you might want to pass it on. But, you know, we're in the studio there right now. We definitely want to hear from y'all talking about Black love. Black love doesn't stop at just, you know, romantic relationships. We're diving into, you know, how it affects our children and even mother-father relationships. Let me tell you something. So I have a friend of mine who isn't particularly into family. And when I discussed with her that there's some people in my family that I don't talk to, that doesn't bother her. She's like, oh well, some people are very into, blood is thicker than water. Some people aren't, So I think there's definitely a big disconnect when it comes to the family dynamic because we're missing big mom, grandma, and my mom, and grams, you know. So, I know in our family, our grandmother, she pretty much was the glue in our family structure. Do you have that type of structure in your family, Kay Walker, that you can relate to? When you was young, who was there? Who was the glue in your family back when you was younger?
My grandma, like anybody. Grandma, grandfather.
Yeah, the patriarchs. Definitely.
Pretty much typical because, having a generation is always one.
Right. That's something that we definitely lost. But I think those of us that had the chance to meet our grandmothers and learn from her, I think that we kind of have a responsibility to pass on all the gems that we learned. Because there is a generation that just don't have that. Grandma now is 36, not to take away from 36-year-old grandma, but more than likely she's not baking pies, and more than likely she's not really instilling something that can be passed on for generations to generations. So that's when the village thing kicks in. Man, we see our kids out here. Y'all can act like y'all don't see them if you want to. If you act like if you see them and you don't say nothing or you just talk about them, you are part of the problem. You can be mad at me. I don't care. If you're mad at me, you call me right now. Tell me 570-763-9675. Yes, you are part of the problem if you're not doing anything. It's definitely our responsibility as a whole, man, because nobody's coming to save us. Who gonna come save us? If we don't care, who gonna care for us? Nobody. And nobody cares yet. We have to release up ourselves. We have to do something. We have to love ourselves. Back when we were brought over here under them circumstances, they tried to destroy our love. Light skin against dark skin, fair hair against hair that has a curlier pattern, old against young, man against woman. They built that hate into us. That is not hate that we was born with or that we had. It was never like that. It was always a family dynamic, and it was always love, and it was all of that. That was something that they forced into us to separate us. And so it's definitely something that we can get back. It's all about what we're trying to do and what we're going to do to change that fact. Some more Black love things. So I went to a school today for a little kid in my life that I really love. He's in the first grade. And I got to meet with all his teachers and his mom and people that cared about him was there. And it really made me happy to see everybody come together to try to help this child. Because I think like so many times that a child is just left out there flapping. You know what I mean? Like, put them in special ed. Put them on medication. Special ed and medication isn't always the key to fix things. Sometimes as a parent, you need to take some extra time with your child and instill them. I remember when I was younger, like in the summertime, I was doing schoolwork. My grandmother had me prepared for the next year. Somebody actually cared. I actually had somebody there saying, hey, go over these words. How do you spell these words? So we definitely need to tap back into our children because they are the future. I mean, somebody tell me if I'm wrong. So they're definitely our future. We definitely have to tap into them. We have to promote them and uplift them and just pay attention to the things that they have going on and what they're interested in. If your child is interested in painting, cultivate that, say yes, give them some art supplies. You can go to Walmart right now. They got different size easels. They start at $2 each. They go up to $10. You can get some paint, okay, that will last you a long time. They're 50 cents, up to 50 cents to $1. You can get a whole pack of paint brushes for $3. All at Walmart. You can go to Walmart and take $10, $15 to invest in your child that likes painting, and that will last for a long time. And that can yield some results that can be everlasting. You know what I mean? There's ways to do everything. So I'm just asking that we pay attention to our kids and try to give back to our community. If you want to link up with me, if you can hear the sound of my voice, okay, and you say, hey, I want to be on the radio, I can do that. WMSK Online Radio is always looking for jazz, gospel, entertainment, fashion, Latin, Caribbean, community, and other types of shows. So So if you or someone you know is interested, please email us, okay, at wmskonlineradio@gmail.com. That's wmskonlineradio@gmail.com. I want to hear from you. So yeah, if you can hear the sound of my voice and you want to put the sound of your voice out there, we definitely say go ahead and email us and get on the radio, okay? Different slots, affordable prices. Give back to your community in some way. If you have a business, if you're trying to start a business, if you have some ideas, if you're an artist and you have some music that you think needs to be heard, please send it to us. I listen and look at all emails, all right? You want to email me at hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. That's hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. And in the subject, put what it is. If it's music, put music. If it's a business idea, put business idea, okay? Send me out. I'm trying to build a community to where we take care of each other and we upbuild each other. That's how we're going to progress in this world. Having those connections, knowing who does what, and investing in ourselves, black-owned businesses. That's what we want to do. That's how we're going to come up. That's how others do it. They put their family on first. Okay, they got a house to build. They know Johnny across the way. That's their cousin's son. Okay, you know how to make bricks. You know who they're gonna call to make their bricks? Johnny cousin's son. Okay, they're gonna connect themselves up. So we gotta implement the same things. That's how we're gonna get ahead. So next, I'm gonna play some more independent artists for y'all. We got some artists that come all the way from Australia, and we got some stateside. So I hope you like these songs. If you do like these tracks, you can definitely let me know. And if you don't, you can let me know. If there's an artist that you think that I should check out, you can let me know there too. 570-763-WMSK. That's 570-763-9675. So we're about to lead into the wilderness, so stay tuned and we will be back.
Yeah, shit be crazy nowadays. Yeah. How can I sit and insist we persist and exist in the system of cease and desist that we risk as the risk to reach and miss the fist? Don't resist, keep the fit, even still death is with posse from politics that consist of a list of conspiracy shit. Make you into the pit of your soul, control every aspect of life. Let's go, even our bombs on black gold, explode, they go ISIS, the Russians, Ebola, fights between priests and the sheep, in the rabbi, the demons are working, the heroes on standby. We had the leaders, they turning up blind eyes, the homeless, the soldier, unnoticed, the home fed imploded, when markets eroded, the rich getting richer.
Yeah, anything you want to put out on the airwaves,
They riches, they loaded, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, make sure you project it into the mic, okay? You got 10 names, right?
Out the window, see the arm with a firearm. Turn my head right, 20 palms as I beat the body motionless. I walk away along to the arm, just till another brother could have been me. Praise to his mother, hit it home and hit the TV. Seen it on the news, Baltimore lost another man. The city make me wonder what I'm making of this other one. Yeah, Brian, get real.
I gotta look in the emails to find out what artist it is, because I can't remember his name.
What is it? Yeah. This is a time when we need unity. Racial church, at a time when we need to come together to solve a set of monumental problems.
Yeah, I added him before I started adding the person's name to the track.
Or white, or Latino, or Asian, but rather problems that confront us
Are you really ready for some
These are news from Australia. They sent me another song I got. Mike at my phone. He just don't be calling them.
He will pass on a forward attack or a forward door. Onto a pearl with sweat and attention, the eye of the thin fantastic. To an art form accuracy, but a life fantastic. Life fantastic. 20 shots at Clanity. Cover 30 problems in the bottom of the bag of weed identity. That's everything attack a water remedy. Coming to easy limits. They promise that you never will again and never need it. When you recognize the team that lets sacrifice the gifts when you expect the rest of me. I'm the lemon headed and you're pedaling a header tag. Baby looking white and no bottle. They go quite away. Saying all I ever wanted was to smother you when playing with that strong entirely upon your level like you right. Angst for against the cone. Take the will, I let you will on mute and we throw order. Observation taken by that sunset for us. We will not accept the status. Or retreat into your quarters. No more. That's us with us head of it. We think I let us hide in this cortical text. Tumble like terror portal and I'm portal rule is fear. Then I love that just coloring up how fear is air. Your folks got it chatting all the time. The site that I use, but you said it's time. Watch close, but getting spotted all the planets. My intro, never tried a million tennis on me. Let's go. On with a knife and backs and a backstage pass to a life fantastic. We will pass on a former pack and a forward door to fantastic. Onto a pearl with sweat from the bench and the eye of a fantastic. We give all to a pack to a break it like we got the war. Program here and jump drop. You know what? Watch the strangers call fools and entertain. Preach the least man and good to that. From the grits, from the light to your name. Even if you got a sexual table in the white break. The lava drips and reach out the spot. The station goes for high Carolina Reaper, spinning by the college. My gospel guaranteed when the get hard hearing on the bag of the best. Cops and huddle out sweat dogs. Sending my box to the dead out. The street out rugged. Full of cops, birds, even the dog. Coming hungry. Drop your purse, you think you deserve it. Jesus Christ, make this deep. Many football, we make this. Focus, we can check like season. We can bounce it up. We're making people on with a knife and tax and a backstage pass to a life fantastic. We will pass on a forward attack or a forward fantastic. We move on to a pearl with sweat and the tension, the eye of the thin fantastic. We give all to an art form accuracy, but a life fantastic. Life fantastic. On with a knife and pass and a backstage pass to a life fantastic. We will pass on a former pack and a forward door fantastic. We move on to a world of sweat and the bench and the eye of a fantastic. We give all to an art form pack to receive but a life fantastic. Life fantastic.
Unsigned artists that I just played, Life Fantastic, that is from some artists all the way from Australia. That just shows you that hip hop is definitely everywhere. Okay, and if no matter where you're from, if you send me a music and I like it, I will definitely play it for y'all. So Black love, okay. Black love is a big thing. Black love in itself is friendships, is mother and father, mother and son, mother and daughter, father and son, father and daughter. It doesn't just stop at the relationship sense. Okay. Black love is something that's needed in our community. something that's often forgotten. You know, I know that one of the things that I appreciate about the unsigned artists that I play is they actually think outside of themselves. They think about their neighborhood. They think about who's going to listen to their music. So since we do have an artist here, Kay Walker, I wanted to ask you, when it comes to you creating your music, do you keep, the kids in mind? Does that help you shape what you say and make you mindful of the things that you say, like during your creative process? Like, okay, so okay, for example, there are some rappers out here that glorify violence and drug use. Like they're not thinking about anybody but themselves. And this is not the type of artist that you are. So I know that there has to come some type of thought when it comes to your creative process in the music that you make. And if it's not a thought, it might just come from your heart. So what is something that makes you different from other artists out there that's just glorifying violence and things like that?
Yeah, it's not necessarily. It's people as a whole. Like I just try to pump common sense into not just kids but adults as well. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the ones raising kids.
Right.
So you gotta play both sides. I don't knock anybody who raps about other things because everybody don't have the ability to think beyond their means. So
right. That's true.
Just because somebody from the streets don't mean they have the ability to again think beyond their means. Because some people are just from the streets. Then you got some people who are in the mix. They're two different things. So some people were just from the streets and they just were sitting on the step the whole time. They were in the hood.
Right.
Some people was actually in the mix, so they see different things. They went to different experiences and stuff like that. So you gotta just keep everybody in mind because you can rap for the kids, but somebody gotta raise them. These kids gotta live with somebody, so you gotta pump sense on both sides of the fence most of the time. So I try to just keep it even, especially about the stuff that I'm rapping about. As a battle, like even as a battle rapper, I say things that to my opponent, which be eye opening. Like I say things like this one guy was rapping about a bunch of guns, and I was like something about you rap about 1 million guns with 2 hands. You know what I'm saying? Right. And the crowd went crazy. So basically, that's I just have a different approach. Like everything is not about violence all the time because I don't know, man. It's just you gotta separate the difference between reality. Well, everybody can separate the difference between reality and real life. Like for example, like when people watch reality TV, like Love and Hip Hop and stuff like that, they watch these things and they think that those people actually live like that 24/7.
Right.
And they try to emulate it because it's called reality TV.
Right.
But the problem is that's just it. It's reality TV, meaning this could happen. It's not called actuality TV.
Right.
Actuality means this is what it is. Reality is this is a form of what can happen. So that's why sometimes you might watch it and somebody might answer the phone and then they got the camera on somebody else. Well, it's the way they knew the phone was going to ring.
Right.
They're setting it up.
They set it up.
For like that, but you don't have people who can think that far into it. They just like, wow, this is really happening. No, the difference between actuality and reality, 2 different words in the dictionary. And just like when somebody say, yo, he's real. Well, that's another thing that people they can't differentiate the difference. Like a lot of people confuse real with criminal.
Right.
People come on and be like, yo, this is my man. Yo, man, he got locked up a bunch of times, man. He sold drugs, man, and he shoot people. Yo, he's real. No, that's criminal.
Right.
Real and criminal, not the same. It's not two. It's a different thing. I can meet a white boy from college who just every time I ask him a question, he keep it real.
Right.
That's real.
Right.
So if shooting guns and selling drugs and keep going to jail is real, then what do you call somebody who wake up every day, go to work, and take care of their kids?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's like some people they get it mixed up, and where rappers should start doing is showing people like, yo, there's a difference in these words. Like, but the urban community has a big track record of taking a word and making it mean something else and not fully explaining it. Like, for example, the word track does not mean to hustle. But look what we did. We made the word trap mean hustle.
Right.
You look up trap in the dictionary, it means something completely different.
Yeah.
It's like the word hustle. Hustling is only a means to obtain survival and money. But people think the word hustle and think drugs.
Right.
Drugs does not mean hustle. Hustle, you could be selling CDs. Hustle is a mother getting up every day trying to work at 7-Eleven, got to get back up and take a child to school. A hustle is just a means of survival.
Right.
It doesn't mean selling crack. So people often take words and make their own meanings, spill it out into the community, don't clean it up, and then somebody else pick it up. Nobody. It's like a trifecta. It just keeps going back down. So you got rappers who, like my favorite rapper, Nas.
Right.
I learned something from it. Everybody else, but it's just how you live. Like I listen to Nas. I listen to rappers who can teach me something.
Right.
Some people listen to rappers who their mind is not ready to because everybody ain't ready to receive information, the same information. So some people just want to listen to music, don't care about like there's a lot of songs out there that when they come on the radio, you really don't know the words, you just waiting for the hook to come back.
Right.
So the beat is catchy, the hook. So people, it's like it's the way you listen to music. And then if you ever listen to a song where you don't know the words, you might sit there one day and really listen and be like, I didn't know he said that.
Right. Right.
You're not even listening to the word. It's the feeling. Music is the feeling. So it's not listening. So it's just like watching a movie. You might watch a movie and be like, man, like you might watch the Passion of Christ, see what he was doing to Jesus.
Oh Lord.
Be like,
it makes me cry every time.
What I'm saying is everything is a feeling.
Right.
So that's how people react. You might watch the Passion of Christ, see what they did to Jesus, and be like, yo, like I'm gonna get my life together. Leave the movie theater and then you back to your regular
right.
Like just like you might pray to God, like God, I ain't gonna never do this. If you just get me out of the situation, come, your check come, lights back on, you ain't thinking about what you're praying about.
Now I'm going to the club.
That's what I'm saying. So you gotta be able to discipline yourself.
Right.
Think outside the moment. It's like I don't smoke or drink, and I don't really have a need to because I can stimulate. I don't need anything to stimulate my mind. But some people they can't. So, but is it wrong? No. It's just the way people perceive why they need things to stimulate their mind. Like people be like, yo, I smoke weed because I'm going through stuff, but which don't really make any sense because.
That don't make
that problem, when that weed burn away, that problem is still there.
Right.
You ain't got no money, so you're gonna go spend $40 on a bag of weed and burn a deeper hole in your pocket.
Right.
So you gotta. It's just some things ain't as much common sense as it sounds. Like I think stuff is common sense because of the way I think, but that don't mean that somebody else is common sense. So I try not to be judgmental against anybody because first of all, everybody's raised different. Some people see things different, which is good because the world wouldn't spin if everybody thought the same way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's just going off feeling. You know what I mean? Because me knowing something that you don't know doesn't make me any much smarter. It's just I might have seen it before you, or I might have grew up a different way. Because a lot of things that I can learn, like there's a lot of things that I can learn from a 10-year-old. Because the world is changing.
Right.
It's a lot of people in their 30s that don't know how to put in the Wi-Fi password.
True.
But a 10-year-old, you know, when I was little, the babies, I would never imagine, like, I be seeing babies work smartphones. Like, they know how to get on YouTube. Go where they at. But I can show you a 35-year-old that don't know how to go on the iPhone and scroll it up.
Right.
So what I'm saying is time is constantly changing, information is constantly changing. Right. So you can't ask Jay-Z what he did to get in the game 10 years ago. You don't know because times is changing. Right now there's people on the internet that become famous by mistake. They don't they put up videos, it goes viral or something, and then like you'll have a person on the internet, they'll get famous by mistake, and then you'll have this person over here who's been rapping for 20 years, who's been doing tutorials on makeup for 20 years, and it's just not working because they, like I said, it's a feeling. Like for example, like people always be like, yo, I'm a boss, but that even comes off the wrong way because now you're telling everybody they're supposed to be a boss, but in order to be a boss, you want to own companies, you want to own things, but somebody has to work for you too.
Right.
So everybody not going to see the world the same. Like you got some people that go to college and they learn how to work for companies, and you got some people that go to college and they learn how to run companies.
Right.
So it's not all about just being involved. What information can you bring to the table?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the world is different. Like, and then I hate when somebody be from like a city or something, and then they ain't ever been outside their city really, and they got like a one-track mind on how the world is supposed to think.
Right.
Because us as Americans, the way we think is a lot loose because we get away with much.
Man.
Like the
We get away
Muslim,
with a lot.
like the Muslim lady over here is not the same Muslim lady in Mecca.
No, not
She's
at all.
more disciplined, and she doesn't have the freedom to be loose.
Right.
So I know a lot of Muslim girls that go to the club with their keyboard on. What are you doing here?
Like, why are you here?
Like,
Damn.
you know what I'm saying? Because we don't have consequences.
Right. Right.
We don't have a lot of consequences. When we sit at home, we watching cable TV, we soaking up information, and we think we know it all. But in other countries, they don't have TV at all, so they know more about life than you do. You might know you might know all the channels by heart, but you don't. But you don't know like you know how to survive. Like when I was little, we didn't always have Wi-Fi, so I know how to think. I know what to do if my TV cut off right now, or if I let you go out. I know things that I can do because I grew up. Wi-Fi didn't come out till I was probably like 16.
Right.
Or somebody that grows up in this era, let their phone cut off.
Right. They're like, y'all don't have Wi-Fi? What are y'all doing? Life goes on without Wi-Fi.
You got, like when I was little, when you walk in somebody's house, the first thing you're supposed to do is acknowledge them.
Yes.
But now these kids, when they walk in your house, the first thing you want to do is Wi-Fi password.
Yeah.
Before they say hello to you,
Right.
Wi-Fi. So the world is different, and it's not necessarily fault. It's just information is changing like that.
Right.
That's all. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just do it for the kids. You got to do it for the kids that's raising them, because it's like the mother. The mother is the first teacher of the child.
Yep. This is true.
The child believes anything the mom says. If a mother says the sky is green, what are they like? What is the first thing kids do when they get into an argument with another child?
Yeah.
My mom said.
My
My dad said, and they say it with pride.
Yeah.
With a lot of pride.
Right.
They say it with a lot of pride, but because some of these mothers, when they was having that baby, it wasn't. You know, some people have kids because they were just having sex.
Right.
They wasn't trying to create something to raise.
Right.
So when they're not looking at. So they're not looking at the child like this is somebody they have to nurture. They look up to me. They're not looking at it. They're looking at, oh, I had sex, I had a baby, I got to raise it because the government said I had to raise it.
Right.
They're not trying to spill information into the child. So now the child is out here learning from all different ways. Now, the same way I said, what's the first thing a child says when he gets into an argument? My mom said, what's the first thing they said about a child in his teens when he goes to jail? Who is his parents? Everything reverts back to the mother, even if he wasn't in their life. Right. Where was she at? So a lot of things is just like the kids is cool, but you gotta speak to the person that's feeding the child, because if they don't have any food, that mother can either instill in the child, we don't have any food, we're gonna wait for it. We don't have any food, we're gonna kill for it. We don't have any food, we're gonna write. What is your message to this child? Because the message you give them, that child gonna give it to the world, and it's downhill. You can't control it because my mom said it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true. My mom said, and that.
My mom said it's stronger than any law.
Right.
In America.
Right. That is true. That is very, very true. You said a lot there, Kay. Hope y'all was listening.
Like even serial killers.
They be loving their mama. So they
when they do documentaries,
hate their mama.
When they do documentaries on serial killers in their 40s, they go, well, this is how John was raised. They revert back to your mother.
Right. What did they do to fuck you up?
That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Never mind the dead body on the ground. Well, he grew up in a crazy home.
Right.
Dead body laying on the ground. It ain't about. It's about how you grew up at that point.
Right.
It's not
That's true. That's true. That just goes to show the importance of us paying attention and instilling stuff into our kids. That they learn from us, man. They're a blank slate when they come out.
But people are not thinking like they're just thinking that this is a child who keep asking me, am I hungry?
Right.
They're not thinking like, yo, I created this life this life is going to grow up and give a message to the world. What message do I want it to give to the world?
Right, that is true.
People don't think like that. They just think, keep asking me for food.
Right.
Who else is going to ask for food? But I think people forget that the child did not knock on your stomach
Right.
and say, hey, I want to be born.
Let me in. No, that was you.
So,
that was y'all. Y'all did that.
because if the government, if the federal government didn't enforce rules to take care of your child, man, a lot of these kids would be homeless.
I agree.
Because a lot of these women, they have kids because they were stuck in the moment.
Right. I agree.
And they want to please men. Like, well, if I had this baby, he's going to stick around. Now he's not around, and you taking it out of the baby because he's like a father.
Like that lady that called her son a bitch.
He might not look like his father.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There was nothing that this little child did for his mama to react that way. So I knew that it came from something outside of him.
That's what I'm saying. That's another example of the message you give to the child. Because now he's going to go talk to some woman like that.
Yeah, or expect to be spoken to that way in the school. And however he reacts, however he saw his father react.
Your life, some people don't believe it, some people can't understand it, but really, your life, the life you live, is really 90% of how you react to stuff. Like your life, you can determine how your life will turn out. It's how you react to what somebody says to you. It's really how you react to stuff. So you can think in the heat of the moment and mess your life up, and you can take some time to think. Right. It's like a lot of men are in jail because another man might have said something to him in front of a woman. Right. The girl was laughing, so he felt like he got to do something.
He felt played.
Now that guy's in jail, and that girl he was trying to prove something to.
Around. She don't even know that dude. She don't even remember him. Like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So how you react to something is going to be a big deal. You might not see it, but it'll definitely be a big deal later on in your life.
I agree with that. That's something we gotta let our kids know. It's consequences to their actions.
But another thing, you see how I said that, and it might sound like I'm smart. That's just common sense.
Everybody don't have common sense. You said
that's what I'm saying. It's a shame that common sense sounds intelligent. No, it's just common sense. Like
common sense is too common.
Cause like you got logic, and then you have hood logic.
Right.
Hood logic is, hey yo man, we're going to this party tonight, but you know them dudes that you beefing with, they gonna be there, so bring your gun. That's hood logic. Right. Real logic is
like, I'm not going.
Those guys gonna be there. If I need to bring my gun, I just probably shouldn't go. That's real logic.
Ding ding.
That's what I'm saying. So it's how you perceive information.
Right. I have to definitely.
That's why you shouldn't hang around yes men or yes women, because if somebody say yes to everything you do, get away from them. They're gonna have you in a situation where y'all can't say yes.
Right. Right. Sometimes you need somebody in your life to be like, hey man, you tripping. And they're not scared to say that to you. Like, you tripping, dog. You need to settle down. Go sit down. Give me that. Stop doing it.
It also falls back into perception, because you might somebody might have more than you. You scared to tell them no because they not gonna pay you next time, or they're gonna stop giving you rides. Like, everything is really perception. It's funny how the human brain is. Like, people have personalities, and they have car personalities, and they have money personalities. Like 3 different personalities. Like, somebody can be the coolest person in the world, but they get a car and they act completely different.
True. Don't they know?
Then when they lose,
they don't know nobody. No.
But they're forgetting, before they had the car, how much time they called you, yo, you want to go chill,
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. Like, how many rappers who made it told their friends, man, look, man, when I get on, man, we're coming back to get you, stuff like that. Like, people can really change, man. The human brain is something. It's not something to be reckoned with, because it can literally change on you. Yeah. Because unlike like a tree is a tree forever. Right. Penny is a penny. An animal is an animal. But the human is the only thing in the world that can evolve. Right. We can evolve into negative or positive. True. That's true. And so you gotta be careful about the information you give somebody. Even when you think like somebody's not listening. Like, I know adults all the time, they'll have a conversation. The child might be playing with a toy. In your mind, that kid ain't paying you on no mind. But you really listen.
Everything.
You listen.
Everything, yo. All of it. And bring it back up at the wrong time. Like, no, you said yesterday. You like, what?
And then when that school call you and tell you your kid is in here slapping people,
Right.
My
Right.
child don't cuss. Your child do cuss.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
because he got it from you.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
You gotta be careful. Information is powerful. Way more powerful than money. 'Cause it was the brain that thought of money, so it's the brain that can think around it. The brain thought about all this stuff, and it was another thing people fall deep into. We things that are free have more value than things that are not free. Like you'll pay $100 for a Gucci belt or something, but Gucci is not more powerful than your mind or your person. Like your mind is free, how you think is free, your heart was free. All this stuff is free, but you won't value it. You taking it for granted.
Right.
You value something that you walk past in the mall and say sell on.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So perception is like it can kill you, kill you faster than something that's free because you should value your mind more than you value clothes and designer things, all the things that can be changed, thrown away, burned, ripped,
Right.
and brought back.
Things that really don't matter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Things that are free, we don't value it.
That's something to think about. Things that are free, we don't value.
That's why earlier what you were saying, if a man don't got money, that don't make no sense. It don't make no sense.
People that
Money,
believe it.
no, what I'm saying, they believe it because of the perception.
Right.
It's free. Like, cause somebody can teach you something that don't got no money.
Right.
And cause it's like a woman can get with a millionaire because he got money. The millionaire can beat the trash out of you, treat you, call you all different type of, and you gonna sit there and take it because of financial stability. You know what I'm saying? So money looks, it can control you because money wasn't always around. So what was the people who? So before money was created, so what was all those people dumb? Because they was building pyramids and stuff. So they was retarded. They was dumb. Right, but so here come money, a piece of paper, and it plays into the world.
Right.
And now, yo, if you ain't got 50 of those papers, I ain't messing with you. It's a mind game. I've met bums on the street that can tell you stuff, and there's also bums on the street with high school and college diplomas that have nothing.
Right.
So, and what is a degree in the world? Something that if you have it, you mean more.
Right.
Yeah, but it's people out there that sell weed and living better than people with high school diplomas.
Sure.
And never and dropped out of school. It's within you. We should drive. Because a car can look pretty, but what makes the car move? How it look with an engine under it, the dirty, filthy engine under
The
it.
filthy part, as soon as you
That's
touch
what
it,
I'm
your
saying.
hands is dirty.
So money, what you have, you can't always judge a person by that because somebody can have a big, nice house and the fire can get set and they lay homeless. So now
Right.
what? Now that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of stuff can be taken away from you in a blink of an eye, and then you right back down to reality. So you can't get tricked by perception. Like this guy has a lot of money, so I'm in love with him.
Right.
Because there's women out here who have a lot of money and are dating men who don't have as much money.
Right.
Because one thing about love, you can't stop who you fall in love with. Because you can fake a picture, you can fake a hug, handshake, but you can't fake a vibe. Some people just vibe with people and they don't know why. You know what I'm saying? So money should always be ruled out because I can have $1 million and
I'd be worth a damn.
and not be worth it.
Ain't worth 10 cents.
Yeah, because everybody didn't get money because they worked hard for it. Some people
Right.
know people. Some people
Right.
just lucked up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some people play mind games. Some people would, you know what I mean? So you can't look at money as, money means you're automatically better than somebody else. That don't mean that.
The movie Blow, one of the main characters, he told his son, he was like, money's not important. It just looks like it is.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like a lot of people won't understand that, but it really is. Like I've been in a position where I had a lot more than I have now. And I've been in a position when I had nothing. And it's like when I went from having so much like over and then I went to having nothing, it kind of humbled me and I realized like, wow, that stuff really wasn't important. Like right now when I have nothing, I'm not worried about the shoes that I have on. I'm not worried about this designer shirt. I'm worried about what am I going to eat? You know what I'm saying? Where am I going to lay my head? Who really cares about me? You know what I'm saying? And when you go, sometimes when you go through your hardest part, that's when you see who really fool with you. You know what I mean? Because when I went through my spell, when I was homeless, the people that was calling me, that it shrunk so small. No one was calling really and saying, hey, how are you doing? because they felt like I had nothing to offer them anymore because I can't call her, she can't help me. You know what I mean? So that's where that love come in, man. Like love is supposed to be unconditional, and it can be. Like you can love somebody, and they do something that you don't like. That don't necessarily stop you from loving them. You still love them.
Yeah, because you cannot like your kids and love them.
Man, I hear that all the time. People like, I don't like my kids. I can't relate.
No, you cannot like your kids but love them.
I can't relate.
Because your child can be somebody that just don't listen. You don't understand. But the love can come in there. Yeah, I don't like you, but let somebody else tell you that they don't like you. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like men that you might fall in love with. You cannot like them for who they are, but you can love somebody for who they can be or their potential.
That's true. I can say that as a woman.
Because love is just
that's true.
Love is not a feeling. It's a connection. So that's why it can turn off and on like that. It's called quantum theory.
Okay, tell us something. Kay.
I'm saying like quantum theory. It's called quantum theory. Like I can love a piece of chocolate, or I can love food with the same amount of connection that I love my ex-girlfriend with.
Right.
I can not love her no more. I can love McDonald's for the rest of my life.
Right.
I can genuinely every day think about McDonald's. It's like this. They're like a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't know this about love. Love is I forgot the name and I don't have time to think about it, but it's a gland in the back of your mind. When you meet somebody and you start to feel for them, it'll burn out in 2 years. Right. That's why when a lot of kids turn 2, marriages break up.
Right.
If you look it up, a lot of like when kids have babies, you'll notice that the father or the mother, they always break up when the child is around 2 years old. Marriages end around 2 years. So the gland, it'll burn out after 2 years, right. And then you'll start seeing the person for who
they really is.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's like
I don't like you.
That's
man.
What I'm saying. And I forgot what they called it, but yeah, man, like it's just everything is perception. I promise you. Quantum mechanics, quantum theory, law of prosperity, a lot of stuff like that. But that stuff, they don't teach that stuff in public schools.
Oh no.
That's why I say it in the hood, like, what is that? They don't want you to know what it is because they don't want you to know. A lot of times,
they don't want you to know.
People like as African Americans, we have glands in us that other races can't do. We can jump higher, we can run faster, we can talk our way out the hood. Music, drums, we can create things. So other races, they know our worth, but they don't want you to know your worth.
Right.
So so public schools, like a lot of people don't know, public schools are only set to a 6th grade reading level. You could be in 12th grade and not know that. This is why you might go to Lincoln University, Morehouse University, Clark, and what is the thing for that? The parties and all that.
Right.
You go down there for party, not education.
Right.
Presidents only come from 2 colleges, Princeton and Yale.
Hello.
So you want to, so you go to college, and when you come back, your whole thing was the parties popping, like nothing about education.
Learn, though? Like, man.
That's why you got schools like that teach you how to work for somebody. You got Ivy League schools that teach you how to run businesses.
Right.
So it ain't always the white man this, the white man that. You have to. The internet is right there to show you. But your man just told you the party was popping. So now you're telling your mom like, yeah, it was a party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just information. Again, it's back to information because learning stuff is boring. Who wants to go learn how to be a better person? Nobody.
Yeah.
But it's up to you.
I know.
It's up to you.
But now I'm grown. As a kid, as a younger person, I'm like,
you get caught. That's what I'm saying. You get caught in the mix. Just like they took they had a page. You remember that page they had up? Like you know where the term $40 come from?
Oh God. I probably do, but no. Tell me.
So the term when they say chicks want $40, it comes from that website Backpage.
Oh Lord.
The girls
Backpage still exists.
I think they took it down. but the girls will be on there selling themselves, and it'll be like it'll be like $40 a night. And they took the page down, so it looked like okay, they stopped prostitution. But I can go on Instagram right now and see somebody selling something for free.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's like how you want to. It's like women who come outside with short skirts on and be like, "Hey, Curtis, why you keep looking at me?"
Right. Oh, go ahead.
That don't make no sense. You come outside like this.
Come on,
and say, "Why is he looking?" Then you want attention, and you want to be able to you want to be able to rebuttal it just to make it seem like. See the world. Don't get me started.
I want to hear what you saying about these short skirts and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. People just you got it. Like you can't fall for everything, man. It's just, you can't fall for everything.
Yeah. When it comes,
everybody wants attention, especially. Would you believe it's a lot of people who are smarter than what they appear, but they always play the victim because it brings them more attention?
Yeah, there is people like that.
A lot of people like. If you look up the suicide rate, people commit suicide, and before they kill themselves, they're actually looking for somebody to stop them.
Right.
And when nobody stops them, that drives them to another place. Like, oh, people really don't love them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And everything is based off attention. Like, even when you got a positive message, you still need attention for it to grow. Pastors, churches, they need attention. You need people that they promote. I seen a preacher the other day. He did a commercial. So it's like everything is about attention. Like it's like people really crave it. They crave it a lot. It's just how you like. I get once again the information that that you do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I asked somebody the other day when they be at churches and they say 10% pass the thing around.
Right.
But I asked my grandma, I said, well, when did it become about money? Because you mean to tell me I can't bring 10 blankets for homeless people? And I don't want to accept that.
Of course.
And when I said it to her, she was like, I'm going to go down there and bring that up because I think she was going to this church for like 70 years. She was like, I keep giving them $10, but you mean the whole time that is 10% of what you have for somebody. 10 oranges.
Right.
So you go to a church and knock on the door. They won't accept the 10 oranges for the homeless people. If they say no, we need $10, you got a problem.
Right.
That's
Exactly. You know what you're doing. Like, only was that cash money. Like, nah.
That's what I'm saying. Stuff is perception, man. A lot of stuff is perception and common sense.
Right.
But the TV will beat you to it. So now that common sense gets taken away. Like people, the biggest perception in the world is Africa is poor. Africa looks like New York City.
Africa is not poor.
But they choose to show you this.
Right.
Like, for example, these commercials that they run, and they say 70 cents a day to feed a child.
Yeah.
You know how much it costs to run a commercial across the world?
It's more than 7 cents.
So you mean to tell me you spend millions of dollars to run this commercial, but you can't get these people,
millions of dollars.
you can't give this child 7 cents. It's the perception that they want you to have about yourself. If you look up South Africa, it looks like Harlem, New York. It looks like Philly. It looks like Las Vegas, some of these cities. But that's not what they choose to show you. You can't hate the roots of a tree and not hate the tree.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you hate yourself because somebody showed you, well, this is how you should think. Because we don't run we don't run TV. We don't run radio. So they put this image in our head and it makes you hate somebody that looks just like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is in turn you hate yourself.
But I don't think, the average should stop right there because they did give you the internet. All you have to do is look it up. But first thing you do is go to Instagram, Facebook. You wouldn't dare go on Google and learn about yourself.
Right. There's a lot of people there's a lot of people that's our age that think that our first being in existence was slavery.
No,
they don't even look past that or beyond that. Like we built all of that.
Kings and queens.
They still trying to figure out how we did it.
It's like the Masons, like Caucasian people. When you think of Masons, you think of the Illuminati and Caucasian. Right. The Masons were actually Africans.
Yep.
Alexander the Great shot the nose off a dog in Egypt because the way his nose looked. The dog represented a black person.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Who did Jesus dress like? A Muslim or a Christian?
Well, Who did he dress like?
You tell me, who did he dress like? With the beard,
A
robe,
Muslim.
sandals.
If I have to would say,
Israel. What is Israel full of?
actually Israel has both.
No.
Israel has a lot of Christians.
What is Israel full of?
Full
That's what I
of
said.
Muslims.
And his style of dress, like how is he dressing?
He dressed in a very
But if you
modest
go to a church, the image of Jesus don't even match his description.
This don't even look like it.
That's what I'm saying. Perception. They run your perception. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. And like I said, but the internet is right there. But they give you these phones, and they got your mind locked on Instagram so much.
And Facebook.
The new phones, they come with the apps. They come with the apps on them. Like, yo,
Yeah,
check
you
your
can't even
Instagram.
delete this shit.
Nah.
I tried. They be like,
You will never see a phone that came with the app, accessories.com. You'll never see that. But you'll see, you'll
they
see
gonna force
Instagram,
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter on you.
stuff like
Those are
that.
three like off
They
the
run.
top.
That's what I'm saying. They run perception. So it's, but like I said, you do have a choice now. Back then we didn't have choices because everybody didn't live near a library. The
Right.
internet is right there.
Now it's
But
in most
you
people's
hide stuff in plain sight though. So white man looking at you like, ain't like I ain't tell you. The information is right there.
Right. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at yourself.
That's what I'm saying.
Because the info is right there.
Information is right there for you.
Right at our fingertips. People. Right at our fingertips. We gotta look it up. We gotta look up what's going on around us, what we're doing, what we did. No one's gonna tell us. Okay? And there's some that will tell us. That's not fair. There's some people that will tell us, but you need to try to find the knowledge for yourself. Pass on the knowledge. I don't know. It's not really an acceptable answer. I don't know. Let me find out. It's a better one because it's out there. Like I never understood when I go into places of business and ask them a question and they were like, I don't know, and then they don't say nothing else. I'm like, so that's it. So
But even if they don't know, Wi-Fi is free.
Wi-Fi is free.
So y'all can look it up together.
True.
Like my dreads, I did my dreads myself because of YouTube.
Oh, you got your twist on.
I did it myself, so I could went to the Africans and spent $80, or I could use this free Wi-Fi. Get a comb, 5 gel.
Save $80.
No, more than $80 because it's dreads, so I'm always need to retwist it.
Facts.
So that 80 plus 80 plus 80, I gotta keep coming back to the room with that. Who language I don't even understand.
Who be talking about us?
So then we both.
You know they be talking about us, right? Right when we sitting there talking about us. Like, man, I don't know what you said, but I know you talked about me, man, while you braiding my hair. Okay. But if y'all want to join in on the conversation, we would love to have y'all. 570-763-WNSK, 570-763-9675. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have something to add? We would love to hear what you got to say. Okay? So we're going to play a few bills. You know, bills come with life. When I figure out how to not pay bills and survive in the world, I will be sure to pass that on to y'all. I haven't figured that out yet. So we're going to pass a few bills and give our voices some breaks. And we got about 30 minutes left in the show. So please give us a call. We hope to hear from y'all. We got 30 minutes, y'all.
The views and opinions that are expressed on WMSKOnRadio.com are those of the guests, hosts, and callers, and not
I ain't put
necessarily
no lotion on my feet all day.
its management,
They
hosts,
ashy.
or advertising. The show is founded on WMSKOnRadio.com. Can't promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or personal practice. These shows are for entertainment only. Thanks for listening.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. That may be Useless America. According to the secret rule on Useless America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But The Secret is now out.
I
So
need some
please
more
get and read The
music
Secret
for
War.
Boston
You can call and
kids.
call right now. 800-978-3901. 800-978-3901. 800-978-3901. Once again, that's 800-978-3901. How old are you? 25, 35, 50, or older? If you have pain, we can help. Do your knees hurt? Ow. Let me ask you again. Are your knees killing you? Oh, yeah. Are they ever? What about your back? When you bend over, does it feel like this? How about when you get out of bed? If you're like me, your knees and back feel like this. Oh, yeah, it hurts. I found a company called the Pain Relief Hotline. They specialize in ways to treat your knee, back, and neck pain without taking medications. The good news is if you have insurance, you may have little or no cost or out-of-pocket expense. I've used them. It works. Call the Pain Relief Hotline now for free information. 800-427-0183. 800-427-0183. Call now. 800-427-0183. That's 800-427-0183. What are you going to do with your old car?
How they fix it? So
To Heritage for the Car. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-639-8620. Heritage for the Car accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter. You can you'll be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Car
Has it
is a
ever?
nonprofit
Yeah,
organization
there's a new one
that
out
helps
there.
individuals
It's
and
free.
charities restore lives. Call right now to donate.
So I will give you the recent names, okay?
Yeah. Free vacation voucher to many locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. 1-800-639-8620.
That's an old name, man.
I was totally 14.
Yeah. Bro, old lady name. Yeah, that ain't been a long time. Never.
That's 1-800-639-8620.
Old school. What's up, y'all? This is Jay Renee back at y'all of Hip Hop Humanism Radio. Brought to you by WMSK.com. If you would like to link up with me on Instagram or on Twitter, you definitely can at the J Renee, TheJayrene. In the building tonight, we have my most special and wonderful millennial who is here with me mostly every week. And we have our special guest, K. Walker. Y'all got to hear him talk a little bit. Got to hear his mind, talking about black love, just the black condition. That's what we do here. We talk about, everything that affects us, that is us, that can be us, and everything that we are. So we definitely appreciate everything that he shared with us. So as I told you since the first show where we were talking about the missing black and brown girls, tonight we are going to take some time and to list some of the names and, ages of some of those that are missing. We always want to keep them in mind and remember that they are missing because if we're not paying attention, no one else is paying attention. No one's looking for them, okay? So we have to make sure that we police up and pay attention to what we got going on in our community and the things that are important to us. So, my millennial, please go ahead and sound off with the names that we got this week.
All right, so this week we have Tony Reed. She's 14 years old. She's been missing since May 1st, 2019 from Reno, Nevada. We also have Anissa Reed, they're not related at all. She's 16 years old. She's been missing since April 26, 2019, also in Reno, Nevada. We have Ashanti Jones, 17 years old. She's been missing since April 26, 2019 in Las Vegas. We have Victoria Shaw, 15 years old, missing since February 11, 2019. Last seen in West Hartford, Connecticut. I don't want to butcher her first name, so I'm just going to spell that out. I want to say it's Tina, but it's Teandah. And her last name is Slater. She's 15 years old. She's been missing since February 7, 2019. She was last seen in Noble Square in Chicago. We have Ariel Murchison, 16 years old. I didn't find a date when she's been missing since, but she's from Chicago. I have Mila Abanda. She's been missing since November 16th. They also didn't have an age for her, but she's been missing from Fairfax, Virginia. I have Harmony Adams, been missing since July 18th, 2018, and from Columbus, Ohio. I have Karen Anderson. She's been missing since March 24th, 2018 from Wakesville, Maryland. And then I have Kelly Allen. She's been missing since December 20th, 2018, and she's been missing from Columbus, Ohio as well.
So that was just a snippet. Please don't forget we have over 70,000 Black women and girls that have went missing without a trace. Okay, 70,000, and they're not flooding your timeline in the news because unfortunately we're not priority when we come missing. A lot of us, we don't have the money that it takes to buy the news channel and buy all these private detectives and have the police force on our side. But that doesn't mean that our missing girls and children aren't as important. Okay, there definitely needs to be a law set out for when someone goes missing that they're all treated the same. We're not there yet, but hopefully one day that we will be. Remember, there's over 70,000, okay, Black girls and women missing. Women that look like your grandmother, like your sister, like your wife, okay, like your little cousin, like your niece. These women and children are missing, so we cannot forget. We can't allow anyone to forget. If you have any information on the names that you just heard and you don't feel comfortable reaching out to your police enforcement, you can definitely reach out to me and let me know what you know, and I'll pass on the information for you. All right, Hop Humanism Radio at gmail.com. In the subject, we put the missing. Okay, we will definitely pass that information on for you if you have any leads at all, even if you think it's silly. Okay, that might bring somebody home. So that's something that we definitely want to look into. So I want to talk about some positive things. We also talk about those. We don't only talk about the bad things that's going on. So I want to, give a shout out to some people that's out there doing their thing. All right. If you're in the Wilmington or Philadelphia area and you're looking to get some pictures done or some videography, you can hit up Mr. Strictly GP. All right. You can connect with him on Instagram at Mr. Strictly GP. Okay, the letter GP. And he does strictly GP shots. He does sports events. He does weddings. He does, prom pictures, whatever you got going. If you're a model and you want to go out in the middle of the woods and take a picture, okay, that's the guy you want to hit. He's going to go out there with you. And he's going to get the best shot that you can. If you're out in the California area, or, just want to know what's going out there, we got Beauty to the Streets, okay? Streets with a Z on the end. Beauty, the number 2, the in the streets, all right? She's out there in California with her helpers, and what they do is they cater to the homeless, men and women and children. They do their hair, they do their makeup, they give them clothes. They're definitely always taking donations, so you can connect with her on Instagram. That's Beauty, the number 2, the in streets, ending with the letter Z. She would love to hear from you and just encourage her efforts and see what she's got going on there. All right. Excuse me. We got S Mills Media Promotions. Okay, she does promotions all over. If you need her assistance, you can definitely put her up and you can connect with her on Instagram. That is S, the letter S, Mills, MILLS, Media Promotions. Just any background noise that you hear. We are definitely in the studio that has other people in. I have to be a little loud, so I have to hear the sound of my voice over that because we're definitely still here. All right, so as it goes for most of you, can hit her up on Instagram. So we got 15 minutes left in the show. Any alibis, anything anybody want to say about Black love and how it's making them feel and all that good stuff? Anybody want to let it go? You got something that you want to add on the end of our segment?
I don't want to burn out in 2 years.
So don't burn out in 2 years.
We about to hit our 2-year mark.
Oh, Lord.
It's a way to avoid it.
Yeah, man. You gotta keep growing, man.
Yeah, you gotta, as I said, a tree always want to be a tree, but humans, like, we can evolve. So,
right.
If your woman, if somebody always lands on the couch, within that 2 years, it's like, oh, yeah, you're gonna get a job. But that third year, if you still land there, it's like, your mind is going to automatically go somewhere else. Like,
right.
It's just a cycle. Everything in life has a cycle. Like,
right.
Even a plant has a cycle.
Right.
After a certain amount of time.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So,
don't be scared, millennial. You can keep it fresh. Keep it, like you said, we definitely evolve. We're humans. We can do that. We don't, get stuck on the same thing unless we allow ourselves to become complacent. So y'all definitely don't have to worry about that. Anybody can hear my voice, okay? Don't be looking at your girlfriend or boyfriend for 2 years and like, it's about to be over. That's not what he said. That's not what he was saying.
Okay, bro, it's like after 2 years you can become a manager or something.
Right.
After 2 years you can do anything like that.
Right.
So it's up to you. It's up to you what you want to do. And if anybody can look it up, this information that I'm talking about.
Information is power.
Quantum theory, quantum mechanics, string theory, law of attraction, law of prosperity. A woman and a man. Listen. A woman and a man. Y'all are what y'all think about all day. If you always think about money, you're gonna run into something. If you always think of negative, you ever have one of those days like, man, wow, me, like stuff just keep happening to me.
And just keep on happening.
That's because you're thinking about it.
Right.
What law of prosperity is, if you don't react to things in a negative manner, it won't happen like that. It's like your brain works like a field on a farm. If I plant a poisonous seed on a farm, I'm gonna get a poisonous flower.
Right.
If I plant a dandelion or something healthy in a farm, I'm gonna get that same flower back. So whatever you plant in your mind, that's what your mind gives back. Everything is energy. The universe is 2575 mass and water. The body is 2575 mass and water. That's why the universe can speak to you. You ever had your headphones on and feel somebody walking up behind you?
Right.
That's not you saying turn around. That's the universe saying turn around.
Right.
Your mom might be like, don't hang with that child. Don't hang with that child. Why, mama? And then you figure out like, oh, she felt something.
Right.
The same way you can vibe. The same way you can walk into some room and it don't take you 10 minutes to know, oh, I ain't gonna. Oh, all right. This is the first time you stay away from me. Your vibe with it's like some people. What a lot of people don't know is their vibe will speak for them before they even open their mouth. You see what I'm saying? And you already know not to just like stay away from it. So your energy is a real thing.
Energy is definitely a real thing. It definitely is a real thing. And it shifts and it moves around. You can have some negative energy and go somewhere where everybody's good and you can spread that negative energy. Just like you can spread that positive energy.
Exactly.
So we gotta be very mindful
Stay
of our
positive.
energy.
I guarantee you, your day will go way better. You stay positive. It's called law of prosperity. It's which like you already talk, like you already think about it.
Alright, exactly. Well, y'all heard it here. So what I'm about to do for y'all right quick is I'm gonna do a shout out to one of our babies. We're gonna play the track by KJ called My Letter to Him. It's a letter that she wrote to our brother after he was killed in some violence in the streets of Philadelphia. Okay. We definitely want to promote our children, so I hope that y'all like this track. You know, it is about something very sad, but it's about something very real. Okay, so y'all stay tuned while we play this track and we'll be right back at you. I can't.
Actually, they wasn't in the room. So the door is wide open. There's no one in there. And they turned the music around. And they blowing that air out because they were smoking. This is all crazy. Head feeling hazy, I've been thinking about you, bro. I even started getting lazy, I even started getting sick. Got me worried like a chick, I can't believe they did this to me. You know, these dummies really sick. I started trying to text my people trying to hold my back, but this I feel it's been a while.
My soul, yo.
What is this all about?
Because I know this might
none of this. It makes me and I'm so done to turn my seat and picture. I was starting seeing people focus RIP. I'm like, this is his honor. Then I started talking, and he told me to say, he said they shot you in your chest with a piece on Woodcrest like that. Why he had to go like that? If you ever needed something, he would have given that. He was an angel, but they ain't respecting that. As soon as they catch them, it's gonna be okay.
So scared. No, you're not tonight, huh? Okay. Now I'm cold. I can't get my boy dog. Who was that they called you?
So tired throwing stitches of fist because he was innocent and had this something that twitch. My mind has been so blink full of sweet thoughts that keep taking. Sitting in the bitch, people don't know what I've been thinking. Every stuff left and right, I really wish that I could find that pen I thought. Almost every day, and my face is looking right. I'm trying to sleep you too nice in this part of the world. Cause every day they die in curls. Trust me, I got done with the stars, yeah, legend. When I say I almost got the enemy back the pressure, I'm like, nigga, I rap. So crazy how we ain't new. If we hear so much in common, it hurts till I can't tell you. Every day, sit your breath, I come in, I hold my breath, I don't want to speak it. I'm just out to slip it in my anger, and it's not to hurt anyone. My behavior, but take my shoes and see why I act this way.
Where? What's the matter? Nobody somewhere with me.
No, not up first. You know, not here. Oh, right. I'm sitting here so like, where you going? I'm like,
I'm trying to be strong, having my blessings on your person. I feel like you're doing so many things. I guess like negative for this body or something. I just know that my brother was something that happens, but I'ma keep on breathing and moving until I push through. Keep it love from my brother and my heart. That's what I'm going through. I cannot give up on you. The feeling that you want. I wish that them guys didn't take the rest that hurt you. I wish I got your stuff, it ain't go the way you did. I wish I could spend more time when I was a kid. I wish I was there to tell you, hold on. I wish I was there to tell you that you're strong. They took you to the hospital, I carry you. I had never even think about you being gone. And I feel so bad, man. This stuff is really sad. Me and my brother didn't even get a chance to be a dad. I don't never want to wish that on anybody, but I hope they get it in the right process. I pray that they catch you up and live with them the way they deserve. Alright, brother. I got your back. And I never give up on my dreams. I miss you, and I will never forget about you. Hashtag long live Bob. Love you, brother.
Really shivering, yo. What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay, with Hip Hop Humanism Radio. Brought to you by WMSK and WMSKOnlineRadio.com. If you would like to connect with me, definitely can via Twitter and Instagram under LJ Renee. That's THEJAYRENE. Okay, we got about 5 minutes left. I'm so glad that y'all came and joined us this evening. We talked a little bit about Black love. We talked a little bit about self-preservation and just everything urban, everything that affects us. We got Kay Walker in the building. He dropped a lot of knowledge this evening. I didn't even see that coming, young brother. Thank you very much.
Common sense.
Common sense.
Knowledge is X equals squared Y.
Well, he dropped some common sense on us. All right, some gems that we definitely need to pick up and put into our pocket. We definitely appreciate you, for coming to the station this evening. It's been a long time coming, and I've been trying to get you here. I'm glad that you could come through this evening and drop some gems on us. You know what I mean? I appreciate you very much. We got our millennial that's in the building. She be sticking with me all through it. Let them know one more time, my millennial, how they can get in contact with you.
you get in contact with me on Poetry Baby. That's BAYBB.
So, Black love, something we gotta keep, something we gotta promote. Common sense, something that we gotta teach, try to instill. Information is power. That's one reason why hip hop is so powerful, because it used to be filled with so much information. Like one of the things I always used to say is like hip hop used to make me go to a dictionary and make me ask adults, hey, what does this word mean and stuff like that. It taught us something. It made us search outside of ourselves. It wasn't ABC. You know what I mean? It took a little effort to know what was going on. But once you got it though, because nobody tell you nothing. So we definitely hold you back to a place where music is more about that. So we still got a little bit of time. We got 5 minutes. If you got something that you want to say, or if you feel like you didn't get, or if you like something or dislike something that we said and you want to let us know, give us a call 570-763-WMSK. That's 570-763-WMSK. 9675. So, black love is one of those topics that we can talk about forever. It's one of those things that it has so many different avenues, just from walking down the street and seeing each other and acknowledging each other as human beings, and that, hey, I see you, brother, and not just the shy face. It ain't all about that. It's all about, it really is about love. You call me a sucker, you say I'm a fool, but, I feel like love conquers all for real. If we all did it right, things would be a little different. What you say?
I made me think of that, Tina Turner. She was like, yes, yes, yes.
Tina Turner had a lot of songs about love. What love got to do with it? We can do that on another show. Okay, I got a lot of stuff to
And
say.
also remember that love is not healing. It's an action and it's a connection.
Right.
That's why I can be turned off and on.
Right. I am the queen of turning on and off love. Okay. I sure am. I don't know how to do it myself, but I know how to. Okay, so I hope that y'all enjoyed our show. I hope that y'all will come back next week. I'm not sure what the topic will be yet, but it'll definitely be all things black. It'll be about the urban thought and the urban pulse and what's going on in our neighborhood. If you got something that you would like to promote, if you have some music you'd like me to listen to, please send it to me, hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. That's hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com, and I'll definitely check out what you got to say. So, my song for the night, I got a song every night. I played this once before, but I'm going to play it again because I think it's very important. I think it's a very prevalent song, and I think about the things that we talked about tonight. I think that this is definitely going to hit it spot on, okay? If you don't remember nothing else, remember to love our babies, to cultivate them, remember to love yourself. Remember it's okay to take care of your behavioral health and your mental health, okay? Don't be stuck in the stigma. Go check out about yourself, see what you got going on, you know what I mean? So you can be here for your kids and those that love you, and be here for yourself, so you can be, doing what you gotta do. And if you don't remember nothing else, you got to remember this, that hip hop is in the hood. I appreciate for y'all staying with me tonight, me, my millennial, and my special guest. We definitely do appreciate y'all. I hopefully, God willing, I'll be here next week, so y'all can hear my lovely voice a little bit more. Make sure y'all reach out to me. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. All right, good night. So now I'm just going to make sure the other radio picks up. Yay, good show, everyone. I say bye to the live stream. Peace.
Is that song?